Hi, Mustard Seed students. Welcome back. We're going to do another reading from the great dinosaur mystery in the Bible. Today, we're going to learn about where did dinosaurs come from? Are dinosaurs in the Bible? Why did God create dinosaurs? And what was life with dinosaurs like at first? So here we go. Where did dinosaurs come from? When God created the world, dinosaurs were one of his creations. God created all the animals. This is from Genesis 1:20-25. That's how we know that's true. God made everything in the entire universe. People, stars, planets, and all that there is. Exodus 20:11, Genesis 1, John 1:3. Like Adam, the bodies of the first dinosaur were formed from the dust of the earth. Man and dinosaurs lived at the same time. Are dinosaurs in the Bible? Dinosaur-like creatures are mentioned in the Bible. The Bible uses ancient names like behemoth and tannin. Behemoth means kingly, gigantic beasts. Tannin is a term which includes dragon-like animals and the great sea creatures such as whales, giant squids, and marine reptiles like plesiosaurs that may have become extinct or died out. The Bible's best description of a dinosaur-like animal is in Job chapter 40. Look at the behemoth, which I made along with you, and which feeds on grass like an ox. What strength he has in his loins, what power in the muscles of his belly. His tail sways like a cedar. The sinews of his thighs are close knit. His bones are tubes of bronze, his limbs like rods of iron. He ranks first among the works of God. Job 40:15-19. The book of Job is very old, probably written around 2,000 years before Jesus was born. Here, God describes a great king of land animals, like some of the biggest dinosaurs. The Diplodocus and the Apatosaurus. It was a gigantic plant eater with great muscles and very strong bones. The long Diplodocus had leg bones so strong that he could have held 3 others on his back. The behemoth were not afraid. They did not need to be. They were huge. Behemoth tails were so long and strong that God compared them to cedars, those huge trees, one of the largest and most spectacular trees of the ancient world. After all the behemoth had died out, many people forgot about them. Dinosaurs were extinct, and the fossil skeletons that are in museums today did not begin to be put together until about 150 years ago. That's not too long ago, guys, huh? Today, some people have mistakenly guessed that the behemoth mentioned in the Bible might be an elephant or a hippopotamus. But those animals certainly do not have tails like thick, tall trunks of cedar trees. Why did God create dinosaurs? All animals, including the first dinosaurs, were created to benefit mankind in one way or another. God's exact purpose for the various dinosaurs is still a mystery. Perhaps the larger dinosaurs kept certain types of lush plant life under control and cleared paths through the forest. Using their long necks, some dinosaurs could have eaten foliage at the tops of tall trees. In a thick forest, this would let light come down to the ground so smaller plants would have a chance to grow. God brought many animals to Adam for his personal inspection. The dinosaurs have been included. God watched to see what Adam thought of all these wonderful creatures. He waited while Adam made up a name for each one. This is from Genesis 2:19. Each new animal must have been a fun surprise. Why did God invent so many different kinds of beautiful, interesting, and surprising animals? What do you guys think? Perhaps because he wanted to delight man with his power, wisdom, and love? Part of God's purpose for creating the particular types of dinosaurs that became very large was surely to impress man. Dinosaurs showed the great power of the Creator. No matter how big these animals got, Adam knew God was always far greater. God designed every part of them, right down to the smallest cell. Even the largest dinosaur was like an obedient puppy in God's wise, powerful hands. What was life like with dinosaurs? What was life with dinosaurs like at first? The first man and woman, Adam and Eve, were close friends of God, and they were masters of all his wonderful creatures. This is from Genesis 1:26 and 28. Adam and his family were meant to enjoy the animals and rule over them forever with love. In those first early days, the earth was perfect. Oh, sorry, guys. In those first early days, the earth was a beautiful paradise. Everything was happy and perfect, just as God intended. Wouldn't it be wonderful to have lived in those days? There were delicious fruits and plants of all types to eat. They were probably much better than the kinds available today. All of the animals were friendly and under man's control. None of the animals ate meat or killed. God provided the plants and seeds with all the vitamins people and animals needed. There's no sin, no death, or evil, or disease. Hey students, I just want to make mention, in this book, the last section that we read was, what was life with dinosaurs like at first? The end paragraph stated, all of the animals were friendly and under man's control. None of the animals ate meat or killed. God provided the plants and seeds with all the vitamins people and animals needed. There was no sin, no death, or evil, or disease. So this was before Adam and Eve sinned. So there was two questions that came from it. Did we really not eat meat? Is that stated in the Bible that before Adam and Eve sinned that we didn't eat the meat of animals? We just ate plants? And then my second question was, is it also true that animals didn't eat other animals? Remember, I don't know if you guys know the word predator, but a predatorial animal will eat other animals. It's a predator, like a lion would eat a gazelle, that sort of thing. So there's two questions that I was interested in and didn't know if this book was completely accurate. And that's important with any resource that you read. Not everything, it might be a great book and great resource, but not every fact may be accurate. And it's okay to question. It's okay to ask those questions. Like, is that really true? And to refer to our Bibles for evidence to point us any which direction. So we're going to start with the question, did some animals eat other animals before sin entered the world? And it's actually not clear. So it's interesting, isn't it, how we can believe in God and we can believe in the Bible, but we can interpret two totally different things. So there's a whole group of people that believe that, yes, before Adam and Eve sinned, there was animals who ate other animals. But there's a camp over here that believes that animals did not eat other animals, just plants and seeds, just like humans. So it's really interesting to see how the same group of believers can interpret the Bible very differently. So in this text, it's not completely showing all views. It's just showing one view, that the animals before sin did not eat other animals. Okay, the second question I had was, did Adam and Eve really not eat animals for meat? So what I found from, again, the Got Questions, it said that at that time when God gave us humans, when Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, when he gave them power and rule over the animals, it was in order to care for them, to tend to them, and to use the animals to their fullest potential. And during that time, humans did not eat meat. And it refers to Genesis 1:29. And God said, behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food. So he did not mention that we shall have animals for food. Okay, so after Eve ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, things did change, didn't it? So it refers to Genesis 9, 1 through 3, where it says, "And God blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, Be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth." You remember Noah and the ark? "Be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. The fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth and upon every bird of the heavens, upon everything that creeps on the ground and all the fish of the sea. Into your hand they are delivered. Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you. And as I gave you the green plants, I give you everything." So it states that not until after the flood did we start eating animals for food. So, pretty interesting, isn't it?